That's fun.
My dragonfly?
Well, that's fun too. I was just saying that, like, the camera angle and everything is fun. It tries. The doodly bop.
The camera? Or
No,
that
the
one? The light?
the
Yeah.
light.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
You can move that chair.
No, I can't. Not right now.
Okay.
Well, I could, but it would probably cause disaster.
I didn't even realize we were live because he usually says we're live. So I'm sitting here snacking.
I'm gonna be snacking too. I don't blame you.
You came right through the phone. That's good. Okay. So what I'm working on tonight, since I finished my Pirate Girl, is this cute little dragonfly that my daughter and her husband gave me. It's been my boy ever since my boys were boys. I'm just lucky enough now to have him not only as an adopted son, but an actual son. Thank you, Cody and Celeste, for this. This is so cute. I'm really excited to paint it. Now, what I'm going for today is some really bright, vibrant colors. I'm going to be using a lot of washes since I want it to look kind of shiny, and also since we've got transparent wings and stuff, we're going to want to use transparent colors so it doesn't take away from the wings. I'm really excited for this. If you're wondering what we're eating, it's roasted cashews. I was sweet enough to make it as a snack since we've been kind of busy today and haven't really eaten much. So I think what I'm going to do today, since this is a mini that doesn't really need to be primed, is I'm going to go ahead and start with painting the body black, and then I will dry brush the areas where I want the light to be, or blend brush, whatever.
Man, that stuff smells good.
I use both for the same. Just
No, no,
Oh,
bad
sorry.
idea.
Sorry, I didn't realize it was against the
Disaster. Okay.
table. We're still in.
That was a close one.
Sorry.
Okay. Hey everyone. I'm gonna eat. I'm hungry.
Go ahead and pull out my brushes.
First meal of the day.
As I throw my brush on the ground.
You already primed it?
This is a pre-primed item.
Oh.
And the paint seems to be sticking all right, so I don't see the point in priming it. I brought the primer out just in case, though. So we went on a hike today. It was really beautiful. We got to see a partially frozen waterfall. It's just up the hill from where we live. Never hiked there during the winter. It's definitely a sight to behold. Last time Otla and his friend went, there's like this great big snow mound that they decided to use as a slide at the base of the waterfall. But today when he tried, there wasn't as much for him to slide down, so just end up with a little bit of being just a little chilly instead.
It was still fun. But it was more of like a snow mound than it was like an ice mound like it was the other day. Because it was like a little melted. So you could slide down it.
It's funny considering that we've had hardly any snow this winter. But yet just in that one space there was just snow and ice. And it's only like a couple miles above us.
Not miles. It's a couple miles away, but it's not a couple miles above us.
Well, it's in the hills that are just above Utah. I mean, Pleasant Grove. I was really hoping for more snow, but this guy here, California boy, loves his California winters.
Yeah, bro.
I know I usually say a little bit goes a long way, but this little critter has a lot of creases that I need to get some paint into in order for me to do the proper highlighting and stuff that I want to do. Maybe I should have primed it after all. Sometimes it's really good and you don't need to worry. Sometimes it's not. It doesn't get a thorough coat. This would be one of those ones that apparently when they did it, they didn't give it a thorough coat.
Just like Limp Bizkit would say.
So I'm going to have to put a couple coats of black on here. What? No, it's still cooking.
Excuse me.
So tonight is Thoughtless Dare night. So if you hear any beeping or alarms in the background, it's just him cooking. It's going to be hopping back and forth here and there while we get it done. You may even hear some voices in the background as people come out to dish up. Apologies in advance. But that's what happens when you're in a very full household. Okay, I'm gonna let this dry for a minute, and then I'm gonna come back and do another coat. It'll help me to see better where, if I've missed any spaces. How's yours coming along? You were working on it last week. Anything new?
Nah. We will see.
Nice thing about acrylic paint is it dries quickly. So you don't have to wait very long to put the second coat on if you need to. Hmm.
Our little fruit fly friend is back.
Is it drinking your water again? Off of the wet palette?
Apparently.
We've got a potato plant here, a sweet potato plant that it's absolutely beautiful, but it seems to
Attract little buddies.
attract little friends. She got it down while she was in the kitchen. We already did warn people about the background noises that may happen. But it's nice that everyone's trying to be polite and be quiet, but we can still hear them.
Yeah.
Looks like we don't have anyone watching us tonight. Well, it says there's 3. Who goes there? Oh, Tiny Dancer. Hey,
Oh,
good evening.
that's Joe's mom.
How you doing?
It's good to have you hang out with us again.
Yeah, it's good to have you back.
It's good that you didn't tune in earlier. You'd just be seeing me eating cashews.
Yeah.
I know that sounds like riveting television, but
Yes, yes. Toasted cashews. Right now, I'm working on a dragonfly that my daughter and her husband gave me. It's really cute. I'm gonna try to go for something kind of vibrant, but I'm just gonna have to start with getting this black coat on nice and smooth. And then I can start going into more details and stuff. It's a quiet night tonight at our house, as quiet as it can be with as many people living here, but it's quiet for the most part. It's a good night to just hang out and paint.
as Andrew WK would say, it's going to be a fun night. A fun night.
A fun night.
A fun night. A fun night.
Can't see what you're painting because your water's in
Because
the
I'm
way.
hiding it. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I didn't even think about that. This is a little Pokemon dude. Yeah.
I was working on it last week too, but it took a bit to dry.
Yeah, that's an understatement. Speed paints are awesome and they're really cool and fun, but they also take a very, very long time to dry, which makes their name very ironic and funny and weird.
We kind of set up last minute today because there was a lot of stuff that was being done and taken care of. So sorry we don't have your painting out right now. But we do love it. It's very beautiful.
Yes.
I took all the paintings and stuff off the walls.
Yeah, that's right. We've been cleaning.
And scrubbing walls and ceilings and stuff over the past week. We had an almost fire, but it was more just a lot of smoke that ended up making the house smell like we had a chain smoker living here for 10 years. So we decided it would be best to
Do some stuff.
do some wall scrubbing and wash whatever parts of the furniture we could wash. And
No, I like Wallen. We're Wallen.
yeah, I talk like that. Wallen stuff.
Yes. This is way harder than I thought it was going to be. It's like, oh, it's a Pokemon. How hard could it be to paint?
You're trying to make it more realistic, or are you going to make dark lines around the eyes?
I want it to look cute.
Have you thought of painting the eyes black and then doing the inner area white so that it has a really fine black seam around the edges?
No, because that would take a very long time.
Only if you're using speed paint.
Only if you're using speed paint. Yeah, that's true.
now to go and get white. Unicorn white. So I can start doing the whole, using the blending brush to do some highlighting on the body. There we go. I showed you guys a couple weeks ago, for those little tiny fine details, I was able to do a nice straight cut across the one of my brushes that I don't care about, and made a little tiny blending brush out of it. It's kind of fun. It makes it really easy to get the little small parts that you want to highlight without getting paint everywhere on places you don't want to. Oh, that sounds like fun. She's working on a Valentine themed Pinky and LeBrain painting.
Oh, that's fun.
Well, even artists doodle every now and then, so even if you say you're not an artist, you can still, doodling is part of the art, so I would have to disagree. You are quite the artist. Do little small circular motions as I go down its spine to bring a little bit more light to the top edge, because that's where I'm imagining the light hitting from, is from the top.
Maybe I'm overthinking this.
Why do you say that?
Instead of doing all this fancy schmancy stuff, I should just use a wash. Like a plebeian.
We plebeians. You'll have to show us a picture of it when you get it done. I'd love to see it.
Yes. More plebeian magic. Yeah, that's just better. And I used up my black for that.
You know, it's really funny. When I first started doing mini painting, I just chose like little miniatures that fit my kids' personalities and painted little minis for them for Christmas one year, and I've been hooked ever since.
We don't condone becoming an addict on any for anything, but this is some good stuff.
Trying to get these legs to pop out a little bit more. So you can actually see that it has legs that are curled under it. So I did the very same. My brother in California, he's a huge Pinky in the Brain fanatic. Pardon me. I started painting my kids' favorite cartoons for them. Oh, that's so cool. At Christmas. Joe got 2 Pokemon and Earthworm Jim
Yeah,
for Christmas when she started.
dude, Earthworm Jim, good stuff.
Haven't seen that in years. Yeah, I figure, kids are more likely to be, well, for the most part, more likely to be honest with you whether or not you suck at your new craft. So it's good to make it for someone that you trust to be honest about it and critique you on it,
That's for true.
because then you're learning from that experience. Honestly, I was terrified when I started. And I'm like, ugh, If it's not good, at least they'll appreciate the fact that I tried. I'm surprised about how well I actually did. It was a very pleasant surprise. I was very proud of myself. But it's always a little scary when you're first starting painting mini because you see all those little details and you're like,
Oh no, what's
oh
gonna
no,
happen?
what if I can't get these little details? What if it just ends up looking like a muddy mess, you know? But no, it actually went really well. I've got a really special one that I want to work on, but I want to do, I mean, all these are minis are all special, you know, that I do that people get me to see what I'll do with them. But like my my son, he my son-in-law Cody, just so there's not that it really matters whether he's son or son-in-law because I love him just the same. Um, he gave me this one that's like this lion dragon, and it's absolutely
That's pretty esoteric.
fantastic. And he's like, I can't wait to see what you do with this one. So I'm doing the others first while I figure out what exactly I want to do with that one so that it's like extra fancy, extra cool, just because of the effort that was put into for them to pick these out. I'm really excited to work on them. No, it's not a griffin. This one's different. It's very different. You'll see when I pull it out. It's most certainly not a griffin. Okay. Now I get to play with some wash colors. Now you can probably see more of the details. It's pretty cool. So I saw some really pretty like mixed color ones with like teals and blues and greens and purples, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so many options. It's going to be so cool when I get it done. I'm just not sure where to start. Maybe I'll start with like a darker purple wash and then add some edge highlighting of some blues and stuff and blend it really well on top of that. Or I could start with green. I think I'll go with purple. I'll do purple on the edges. I've got this really cool purple wash here. They're plastic, kind of like a plastic resin type. Just, yeah. It's It just, I don't know, with minis, there's so many different things that you can make them out of. Like, there's like more plasticky based resins. There's more that are more like the little, I don't know what type of resin they used, but the little pirate girls that I was painting, they almost felt like someone just ground up like crystal or salt rock. It was a really interesting texture. It was still a type of plastic, but it was kind of grainy, like if you were to run your finger over like a crystal or something like that. And it was kind of cool to work with. Kind of made me think of those
The Skeksis.
pink crystal lamp things that people get for positive energy and stuff in their home. Just the texture of it. Okay, this is a wash. It's called Leviathan Purple. It's a contrast. Looks really dark, but when we start putting it on, as long as we test it first, like I always show, test it on your skin and it'll give you a good idea how it's going to go on the mini. Okay, so these are pre-primed. It doesn't hurt to prime them just to make sure the paint will stick. Well, this one is. The one that I did last time wasn't pre-primed. It took a couple layers because the type of stuff that they used kind of absorbed the paint, but it was kind of cool because it also made the paint kind of go on more smoothly. This one, though, it came pre-primed, so I didn't worry about it too much. A lot of times when you go to gaming stores to get these minis and stuff, they'll let you know whether or not it's pre-primed or if you need to prime it. So if it's something you want to experiment with, you know, you have a good idea of what you're going to need. Sometimes when things are pre-primed, though, they don't always get all the little nooks and crannies. So it never hurts to put primer on it anyway.
Yeah. At least from our experience.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm brushing it out a little bit to thin out the purple a little bit more. This is how it would go on the figure. I don't know how well you can see that color. It's kind of like a dark violet. I think I'm going to put quite a bit of it on the bottom and then work my way up. The cool thing about the technique I'm doing tonight is all the shading and stuff is going to be done for me for the most part, which is kind of fun. Just because I've got everything highlighted already. Went darker on one side than the other. Highlights don't show through as well, but that's okay. I can always go back with a lighter color and touch it up if I need to. Now I'm going to brush it up a little bit on the edges, but not quite to the middle of my mini because I want to use a different color in the center than I want to use on the edges. As you can see, I'm just barely getting a little purple along the edges here, just so it has a nice fade. And since the darker, I'm using a really dark color and I want it to fade darker to lighter as it goes up, I'm painting from the bottom up to the bottom of the mini up towards the spine, from the belly to the spine. Testing on my hand again. A little bit more color there.
I'm the blending master.
As you can see, it's still light on top, but I'm just going barely along the edge here. And I've got a really pretty I do too. It makes it a lot easier to do the shading and highlighting and to see the details. So it helps from all sorts of different angles. I actually use the dry brushing technique quite often when it comes to my minis. It's a nice way to get all the detail without as much work. You know what I mean? And this is the purple that I'm using. You can see how it's, I hope. Let's see, I need to go lower. You can see that subtle dark purple underneath. Now it's still white on top. Dang it. I always feel like I'm going backwards or something. Yeah. It's really foggy. There we go. Okay, so my favorite color that I like to use when it comes to greens offsetting the purple wash, I like to use this color. It's really cool. You can see it's really vibrant. And that's the color that the wash is. I use this so much. And that's in your painting class. I've never heard the term lifting, but that's really cool. Okay, now I'm painting the top with the green. From the middle out towards the purple. Gives a really nice blending effect. This is called zenithal highlighting, this technique that I'm using tonight. It's really fun. It's a great way to make things look like you did it, put a ton of work into it with very little effort. It's great for when you're doing like large batches of things and you don't have time to like put out all of that detailed shading in on every single one because you've already got the highlighting and stuff that you need done in order to make it pop. This is one of the things I don't normally teach people right off the bat because I really want them to get comfortable with using colors. But like I said, it's really great when you want to do a lot of detail on something, or make it look like there's a lot of detail. You don't have a lot of time to put into it. I'm going to use a little bit of it on this green color on the top edges here and around the face as well, and where I've got lighter areas on the legs so the legs pop out more. I don't know if you'll be able to see very well, but I'm going to try to show you what this looks like so far. Now that I've got the two colors blended pretty nicely into each other. I think I want to put a little bit on the mouth too before I show you, so you can see a bit of detail. And take a little bit of purple, put it on the mouth. Okay. He says, I've heard it's called a magic eraser. Okay, you can use a finger or a brush, sponge or paper towel, and tap the paint. I've actually done that before. Mm-hmm. Okay, here I go. Sorry, I didn't mean to bump the table. I hope you. Can see the top and how it kind of fades into the purple on the sides. It's turning out really nice. Just a sec, I've got to check a message from work. Okay, and I'm going back to full screen. Yeah, the darker paint does stay in the nooks and crannies quite nicely. What do you think so far?
That's fun.
Looks almost glowy, huh?
Yeah, I like it.
So February 13th, I have plans. I'm going to do the craft night with Braden.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Braden's our friend from work. He's pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to take the little, you guys will excuse me for a minute. I'm going to take this little clip off for a moment so you guys don't hear any background noise. I need to do something really quick. I'm going to have to slide the table sideways a little to get past, just as a heads up.
Oh no. I needed
Start
that.
sneezing.
I
Okay, I'm
needed
trying
that
to do this without
table.
knocking my paints all over. Oh my gosh. They're snagging on my pants.
It's the end of the world.
That's what we get for having a narrow living room.
And someone's listening to like Bollywood music, and it's awesome.
Spencer, Spencer, my package is here near the front door. Thank you. while I'm up. Looks like the potatoes are very golden.
Cool.
Is that one off?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought
If
you were
it
still
isn't, that would be
cooking.
very strange because I definitely did turn it off.
I just thought you were still cooking. Sorry. So dinner is ready, but we're waiting till after this to eat. That looks cute.
Thank you. It's infinitely better than it was.
Do you want to show our guest? Yeah, wood stain can be a really nice medium for art.
Yeah.
I used to do ceramics as well, so I get what you're talking about. I'm doing a little bit of touch up now that it's dry. Get a little bit more blending done. Now, focus on the eyes. Now I'm going to do kind of an opposite effect. I'm going to use a little bit of my Nocturne Black. And I'm going to, actually I might do Cordovas Black. And I'm going to paint the eyes from the bottom up and just kind of like more pressure to lighter pressure so that we can still keep those highlights but make the eyes stand out and look a little bit darker than the rest of the parts of the mini. So I'm gonna start dark and brush up. Let it fade. I have to brush some of this off in order to make it work properly. There we go. I'm wondering if I shouldn't do the eyes in some sort of a blue. That would be kind of cool. I think I'm going to do that, actually. I'm going to add like a blue wash, and then I'm going to put a brighter blue on top of that to make it stand out more.
We could call it a night if you wanted.
Are you done for the night?
Well, we got dinner and everything else.
All right. Well, thank you for hanging out with us tonight.
Yeah, definitely.
And
Thank you.
we will see you next week. Lots of love as always. We appreciate you and your time that you're putting into just hanging out and watching and visiting with us while we paint.
And this is my little wiggly tuff that I painted.
And I'm going to go ahead and show my dragonfly one more time.
Man, wiggly tuff. What a guy. Or creature. Jiggery poof. Jiggery poof.
I'll work on the wings some more to show people how to paint the transparent parts
That'll
next
be
week.
fun.
So,
One
yeah.
thing that you could try, one thing you could try
Mm-hmm.
is for the raised edges, do edge highlighting on it. For the using the primer, using edge highlighting on just the
Edge of the wings.
yeah, the ridges you feel here on the wings, and then leaving the rest, or like after you put the primer down, then you stain the whole thing with like 1 or 2 or 3 or however many ink colors you want.
That's what I was thinking, but I'm going to mix a little bit of silver paint in with it to make it look glittery, transparent, and watercolored on.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like if you the silver paint is not transparent.
I know, but
So what you could do is after you put down the ink, so like I said, first you put down the primer, you edge highlight the ridges and whatnot, and then you paint the whatever is left over that's still transparent or like glassy like that. You paint that with the ink so it's completely transparent, but it still has the vibrant color of the ink. And then you edge highlight again the silver color or whatever other type of color you want to put on it.
well, what I'm going to do instead of using primer, because sometimes it can go on too thick, is I planned on doing the edge highlighting with the silver and putting some more color over it, just on the edges.
Well, it might
As
not
for the
stick.
lifted, it will. I've worked with it before.
Okay.
As for the lifted areas, I don't want them to pop up as much. I want to let the stain seep into the little creases, cracks, and crevices to make them stand out more. But yeah, but I plan on doing something similar to what you're talking about, but slightly different.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how it turns out.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
Yeah. And hopefully you all are excited too. We'll see you guys next time.
All right, see you next time, you guys. Much love.
Jigglypuff, 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 Jigglypuff.